should Rachel Reeves do?
You should!
And she should resign her position.
Reeves should go.
I'm Joanna Marchong, Investigations Campaign Manager at the Taxpayers Alliance, and today I'm in the midst of the protest asking farmers what their opinion is on the unfair family farms tax, how it will affect them, and what they're looking to gain from coming out here today. Why are you here today?
I'm not from a farming family, but I've always been brought up in a rural environment, and I feel passionately that this is the wrong thing to do. In a time where there's global insecurity, we've seen the effect of food prices from Ukraine. We should be doing everything we can to support our farmers, and I feel that this taxation is vindictive. It's not going to do anything to help anyone in this country, let alone the farmers who are up all hours, 365 days a year, providing food for us. It's wrong, and this is the start of the protest, and we'll keep going until Labour see sense and revoke,
etc. They fail to understand that farming has the highest suicide rate of any industry, and if you read the Royal Agricultural Benevolent Institute report Fit for Farming, more than half farmers suffering from physical and mental health issues because of the tough life that it is for many people. It's not country file, it's graft and long hours and commitment. And I'm sorry, but the government do not understand this.
Why are you here today?
Right, we want to stop the tax on the inheritance tax on all farms, okay, because they should be passed down from generation to generation as they've always been. But if they are taxed, that means they will have to be sold, and that means the high bidders, like corporations, will step in and probably not farm or produce food that is very chemically adulterated, etc.
So you mentioned you're not exactly a farmer, but you've grown up in these rural areas, and you know people that will be affected. Yeah. Talk about that. So what do you think the atmosphere is around your friends, family?
I think a lot of them are very worried. They don't know how they're going to get through it. They don't know how they're going to find the money to pay this bill. I think there's a huge misunderstanding between assets and cash, and whilst people might have a £10 million farm, they have not got £10 million to spend. In order to pay that bill, they're going to have to sell their family farms, and with that is years and years of expertise and knowledge which will all be lost.
So I've come here today to defend my family farm. On some of our land we farm, I'm the 5th generation. My granddad currently at 93 and my grandmother at 91 own 260 acres and 4 houses. That farm is split between my dad and my uncle. So my grandparents live in one house, my parents live in another house, my uncle lives in one house, and the 4th house is rented out by my grandparents to pay for their pension. If my grandparents died before April 26, we look to pay nothing in inheritance tax. If my grandparents die after April 2026, we look to pay between 700,000 to 1 million in inheritance tax. Last year my family farm made a post-tax profit of £3,000. How the heck are we meant to afford these changes?
You can see farmers bringing food to food banks, something you won't usually see at any other protest, but it just goes to show that these people are here for the British people. This is about culture, this is about livelihood, this is about giving back to Britain. What are you doing here today?
Come on a coach, come and support back British farming.
How is the family farmers tax affecting you, or set to affect you?
Well, it's obviously it's taking away family farms from the people that we love, and at the end of the day we'll have no food if we don't have the family farmers.
So why is the protest today so important to you and so crucial for you to get your voice out?
Well, I think it is crucial for all young people, but I think it's just crucial for every single farmer here today to get our voices heard and to get the message across. It is a really fragile time for farmers in Britain, and this is a time where we need to stick together, and it's for young people like me. I'm a 9th generation on my family farm. It is crucial that we credit the work that our parents have given, and it's really, really important today to stick up for this, and hopefully we will be able to
Yeah, get them to drop
Yeah,
the policy,
get them to drop the policy.
Why are you guys here today, and why do you think this protest garners your support?
Because my father was a farmer, my children are farmers, my grandfather and grandfather before that were farmers, and this is a ridiculous tax that they've put on the farmers that will not just affect a few, it will affect most of them, 85%.
Yeah.
You can't even buy a decent house for 500,000. How much of a farm can you buy for $1 million? You cannot. And they're not making the money to pay it back, even over 20 years. It's going to be a disaster for the farmers and for the food industry.
What do you think about Reeves saying that farmers need to pay for the NHS? How many days of the NHS do you think that the inheritance tax rise will actually fund the NHS? How many days do you think
I've no idea.
How many days do you think it would fund the NHS?
Oh, 2 or 3.
It's about 25 hours.
25 hours, really, yeah.
25 hours. Right, so behind me you can clearly see a lot of passion, a lot of anger. The sign reads, "Save our countryside from politicians." That just shows you the level of commitment that these farmers and these people affected by this tax have today. Reeves cannot just use farmers and businesses as cash cows. Something needs to happen. Change is afoot. Your number one thing that you want Starmer and Rachel Reeves to take away from you being at this protest today?
I'd like him to see how many are here and think of how many couldn't come.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Thank you.
A lot more next time.
What are you guys hoping to see the outcome is today?
Well, definite U-turn, really.
This is just the start of what things are to come. Because tell you, when we get into January, I've been farming 47 years, and I'm coming here today for these young uns. Because I've had my day. These young uns need support, and this needs sorting now.
Because money doesn't grow on trees, we all know that, and it's got to be found from somewhere. And no one can find millions of pounds to pay off a farm that your family's worked for generations to be handed down.
No one should have a £600,000 tax bill.
No.
So as we can see, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of energy, and there's anger behind them here today. And if Reeves and Starmer don't U-turn on this dreaded family farmers tax, then their war with the farmers has only just begun. This is the first march and the first protest in London, and there will be more.